In this exercise, you'll learn how to prepare an existing drawing template for use with plan production tools. Before using your own custom templates for plan production, you must set the layout viewport type to either plan or profile. By default, most of the templates provided with Autodesk Civil 3D have the viewport type properly set to undefined. However, the plan production templates that are included have viewports that are already configured to the appropriate viewport type, plan, or profile. So let's examine the viewport properties in an existing template. Let's begin by going up to your Quick Access toolbar and clicking Open. You can access your local template files by clicking on the file type and selecting Drawing Template. Next, go into your Plan Production folder and open your Civil 3D Imperial Plan and Profile. You can see that our template file contains two viewports. Select the top viewport. You can examine the different settings within the Properties palette, including the size and position of this particular viewport. Let's check out the viewport categories. Double-click the viewport type. You can see that the drop-down displays the configuration options for the viewport. The current top viewport is set to plan, while the bottom viewport is set to profile. These settings specify that when you use this template in the plan production process, the plan view of the alignment will appear in the top viewport, and the corresponding profile will appear in the bottom viewport. By default, all templates that are not contained in the local template plan production folder have the viewport type set to undefined. To configure your own custom templates for use with the plan production process, you must change the appropriate viewport setting. So that's how you go about configuring viewports in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll use the Create Viewframes wizard to quickly create viewframes along an alignment. Viewframes are rectangular areas along an alignment that represent what's displayed in the associated viewports on the layouts to be created. Before you create viewframes, you must have a desired alignment already in your drawing. Depending on the type of sheets you want to produce, whether it's plan or profile, you'll also need to have a profile already created. If you're creating plan sheets only, then you do not need to have a profile in the drawing. This exercise continues from configuring viewports. So let's go ahead and start by creating viewframes. Go ahead and open up your Plan Production Viewframe Create drawing in your tutorial folder. Now note that in the Select File dialog box, ensure that the file type is set to Drawing rather than Drawing Template. Go ahead over to the Output tab. Next, go to Plan Production and then select Create Viewframes. In the Create Viewframes wizard on the Alignment page, specify the following parameters. We're going to leave the alignment on Maple Road, and the station range, we're going to leave this on Automatic. This setting selects the entire Maple Road alignment. Go ahead and click Next. On the Sheets page, under the Sheet Settings, go ahead and leave the setting on Plan and Profile. This setting creates sheets that display both plan and profile views for each frame. Now, go under Template for Plan and Profile Sheet and click this button right here. Then, click this button here. Then, under your Template folder, go into Plan Production. Select Civil 3D Imperial Plan and Profile. That will be our template. Click Open. We're going to leave our sheets at 40 scale. So click OK. For view frame placement, go ahead and leave it on its default of along the alignment. This setting aligns the view frames along the alignment, as shown in the graphic in the wizard right here. Go ahead and check the box to set the first view frame before the start of an alignment. We're going to change this to 50. This option sets the distance that the first view frame is placed before the start of the alignment. Entering a distance here provides the specified amount of space before the alignment starting station. This distance ensures that the alignment start location does not coincide with the start of the view frame. If this checkbox is not selected, then the first view frame is placed at the start of the alignment. Go ahead and click Next. Now we're in the view frame group page. View frame groups are created automatically. This page lets you specify the object creation criteria for the view frame group object. You can go ahead and examine this page, but accept the default settings for this exercise. Go ahead and click Next. Now we're on the Match Lines page. Match lines are straight lines that are drawn across an alignment in Plan View to create where the corresponding sheet for the alignment begins and ends. Match lines typically include labels that can identify the previous and next sheet along the alignment. Examine the settings that are available on this page, but accept the default settings for this exercise. Go ahead and click Next. On the Profile Views page, specify the following parameters. Under Profile View Style, select Major Grids. And then under Band Set, select Stations Only. Now we can go ahead and create our view frames. You can see now that the view frames, which are these blue rectangles, are displayed along this alignment. The match lines are also displayed as annotated lines between the view frames. In the tool space, under the Prospector tab, expand the view frame groups. Notice that within all of these collections, they contain the same components you created during the view frame group creation process. Now, go ahead and right-click on one of the view frames. Notice that you can go ahead and zoom to that view frame. And then you'll also notice that you can create a sheet based off that view frame. In the upcoming exercises, you'll create sheets for all of the view frames. So that's how you go about creating view frames in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll create plan and profile sheets from the view frames you created in the earlier exercise. After you've used the Create View Frames wizard to create view frames, you'll create sheets using the Create Sheets wizard. The sheets that are created represent the layouts that are used for construction documents. Let's start by specifying the sheet creation settings. Go ahead and open up your Plan Production Plan Profile Sheets -Create drawing in your Tutorials folder. The current drawing must be saved before you create section sheets. To prevent this tutorial drawing from being overwritten, save it to an alternate location such as your desktop. Now go ahead and go up to your Output tab and then over to the Plan Production panel. Click Create Sheets. Note that on any page of this wizard, you may click Create Sheets to create the sheets using the default choices on the wizard pages, which is located right here. If there are criteria that have not been supplied, then the Create Sheets button is not available. Now that we're in the Create Sheets wizard, on the View Frame group and Layouts page, specify the following parameters. On the View Frame group, we're going to leave it on the default of Maple Road. Notice that you may select all of the view frames in the group or a selection of view frames within the currently selected view frame group. Next, under Layout Creation, we want to select the number of layouts to include with the new drawing, and we're going to leave that at the default of 1. This option creates a drawing for each layout. If you enter a value greater than 1, say 3 for example, 3 layouts are created in each drawing. The total number of sheets and drawings would depend on the length of the alignment selected and other criteria such as size and scale of the viewports in the reference template. You can only enter in an integer that's between 0 and 256. Now, for the layout name, leave this at its default. Now, choose the north arrow block to align in layouts. We're going to leave that at its default of north. This option orients a north arrow block that's defined in the template. This list is populated with all the blocks that are present in the current drawing. Notice that there is a none selection that's available if you don't wish to include a north arrow block. Go ahead and select Next. On the Sheet Set page, under Sheet Set, select New Sheet Set. This option specifies that a new sheet set will be created to organize the new sheets. A sheet set allows you to manage and publish a series of sheets as a unit. In the following steps, you'll specify a location for the individual sheets and the sheet set data, which is commonly referred to as the DST file. For best results, store the sheet set data file and its associated sheet files in the same location. For more information about working with sheets and sheet sets, see the AutoCAD help. Now let's determine our sheet set storage location. Go ahead and select this button right here. Select your tutorial data folder. Click Open. Now for the sheet file storage location, we're going to select this button right here. And you'll see that we're currently in the right folder. Go ahead and click Open. Now let's click Next. Now one thing to note is that if the view frames do not include any profile views, then the Profile Views page in the Create Sheet Set wizard will be skipped. The Data Reference page will instead be displayed next. For right now, on the Profile Views page, under Other Profile View Options, select Choose Settings. Another thing to note is that you specified the Profile View settings during the Create View Frames exercise. Let's click the Profile View wizard. In the Create Multiple Profile Views wizard, use the links along the left side or the back and Next buttons to examine the available settings. We can go ahead and do that for right now. Many of the settings are not available because they are already defined by the currently selected view frame group. For more information, see the Creating Multiple Profile Views tutorial. Let's go ahead and click Finish. In the Create Sheets wizard, under Align Views, select Align Profile and Plan View at Start. This option aligns the alignment starting station in Plan View with the profile starting station in Profile View. The Profile View shifts to the right to accommodate the exact alignment starting station. Let's select Next. On the Data References page, you can select or omit the objects for which you want references included in your sheets. Notice that the Maple Road alignment and profiles are selected by default. Go ahead and scroll down until we get to our pipe networks and check the box next to pipe networks. After that, we're ready to create our sheets. So go ahead and select that button. When you come to this prompt, To complete this process, your current drawing will be saved. Go ahead and select OK. Go ahead and check the box to dismiss this event. We're now being prompted to select the profile view origin. We're going to go ahead and pan to a clear area within our drawing. Select this point right here. After your sheets are created, the Sheet Set Manager is displayed, showing the newly created sheets. For more information on the Sheet Set Manager, see the Sheet Set Manager help topics in the AutoCAD help. If the Sheet Set Manager does not open, enter Sheet Set on the command line. These sheets are contained within a DST file. The way that you find your DST file is you select Open and navigate to your My Civil Tutorial folder and then select that DST file. Then click Open. Select one of your sheets, right-click, and click Open. We'll move this off to the side and then pan over to our sheet. The sheet opens as a brand new drawing. Note that you can publish your sheets by selecting the set, right-clicking, and go into the Publish settings. Or you can share them by using the eTransmit feature. So that's how you go about creating plan and profile sheets in Civil 3D. In this exercise, you'll create sheets from section views. Now note, to create section views, see the Creating Section Views tutorial. This exercise continues from creating plan and profile sheets. Let's start by opening up our Plan Production Section Sheets Create drawing in our Tutorials folder. The current drawing must be saved before you can create section sheets. To prevent the tutorial drawing from being overwritten, save it to an alternate location. Let's do that by going over to our Big C, select Save As, and then navigate to your My Civil Tutorial Data folder, and then click Save. Now let's create some section sheets. Go ahead and go up to your Output tab, and then over to your Plan Production panel. Select Create Section Sheets. Now within the Create Section Sheets dialog box, specify the following parameters. For the Select Alignment, we're going to leave it at Centerline. For the Sample Line Group name, we're going to leave it at its default here. And then under the Section View group, we're going to leave that at its default. Next, under Layout Settings, select this button right here. You can use the Name Template dialog box to specify a default name for each of the layouts. In this exercise, you will accept the default layout name template. Go ahead and select Cancel. Now, under Sheet Set, we're going to leave it on our default of New Sheet Set. However, for the Sheet Set storage location, we're going to set a different location. We're going to set this under our My Civil Tutorial Data folder. Go ahead and click Open. Now we can go ahead and create our sheets. When you're notified that the drawing will be saved, go ahead and click OK. Note, if the Select Layout as Sheet Template dialog box is displayed, go ahead and click this button right here. Then navigate to Plan Production and then select Civil 3D Imperial section. This will be our drawing template. Go ahead and click Open. Then you can select a layout from the list. I'm going to go ahead and select the 40 scale and click OK. So let's go ahead and save our drawing. Go to the Big C and select Save. Let's go ahead and examine the section sheets. When the sheets are generated, they are displayed in the Sheet Set Manager window. In the Sheet Set Manager window, under Section View Group -1, go ahead and select the first section sheet. Select the rectangular section view border. Right-click and select Properties. In the Properties window, under Miscellaneous, notice the Standard Scale property. This value should match the drawing scale of the source drawing. Go ahead and close the Properties window. At the bottom of the drawing, select the Model tab. Now we're going to modify a section view. Let's zoom into the first section view. On the left-hand side of the section view, select the Offset and Elevation label. Click the grip and drag the grip up and to the right and place the label. Then repeat those steps for the right label. At the bottom of the drawing, select Section Sheet -1 and then go ahead and zoom into your section view. The label changes have been applied to this section view. So the model is dynamically linked to the section view sheets. So that's how you go about creating section sheets in Civil 3D.